And we are live here at SA Card House Sit and Go Game 9 Part 1. Sean Hyder speaking on the mic with my partner Chris Williams.
What's going on?
And we got a lot of action here for you guys tonight in our Game 9 Sit and Go Series Part 1. Let's get into the action.
This makes it 400.
First hand of the night. Looks like Mike's going to open here with pocket threes.
That makes it 1,000.
Kevin with the overpair, pocket five. So, Chris, when you're playing, how do you normally play your pocket pairs? Like, what advice, because we know you play here a lot, what advice would you give to a lot of the listeners on how to play pocket pairs?
I definitely think you want to show a little bit of aggression, try to get the pot or get the number of players a lot smaller. You don't want to go heads. You don't want to go with 5 different players. You kind of want to go heads up, maybe an extra player, but you definitely don't want to go 4 ways.
Okay, so you're pretty much saying you want to isolate, try to get one person in the pot with you.
For sure.
Looks like a good flop for Mike here. Kings with the overpair. Gonna get a little tricky here and check it. See if somebody bites. Does get Kevin to bite.
One raises.
So Kevin here is using what we call position. Since he's the last player to act, he's saying if everybody checked, that must mean they're weak. So let me try to take the pot down right here. Mike lays the trap with kings, check min raises.
And I definitely expected Mike to go ahead and check raise right there. That's definitely around his type of style that he likes to play.
Right, pocket kings, second best starting hand in poker. We'll get everybody to fold, and Mike takes down our first pot of the night here. Good job by Mike. Sit and Go Series, Game 9, Part 1. Paying out, I believe, the top 3, correct? Or top 3 advance?
I believe so.
Alright, hand number 2. Here we go. Shout out to our dealer, Leo. Leo is also a calculus teacher. Comes in on his days off to deal for us, so big shout out to Leo, one of our best dealers here at SA Card House. Good player, good dealer, just good all around person.
He definitely counts up the pots very quickly.
Looks like a couple folds here. Folding around. Izzy with the suited ace.
Ace 9. Ace 9 of spades. That's definitely one of Izzy's favorite hands.
It's gonna bump it up big here, 700. Greg looks like he's gonna set mine. Try to see if he can spike a 3. Mike comes along with the ace 10. 3 ways to the flop.
Oh, this can be trouble for Izzy.
He bets 1,700. Greg call. Mike call.
So ace high board. Mike does have the better kicker. Izzy's gonna need to hit a 9 here. Drawing the 3 outs. No luck on the turn. Shout out to Kevin, winning 1 game already.
The thing is, go ahead. No, I think Izzy would definitely lead out again. I want to see Mike go ahead and apply some pressure, but he'll probably, there he goes with another call.
River's a blank, so looks like Mike is going to take it down unless Izzy decides to get crazy. So we're going to see a call here from Mike.
Yeah, I definitely don't think that's enough to get Mike off the hand.
There's backdoor diamonds,
Mike is just
backdoor 9-10, but
yeah,
Mike taking the first 2 hands down. Already up about 15,000, 16,000 already. So winner of game 1 was Kevin. If he wins tonight, he's going to force a 10th game. There are no chops, no deals in our Sit and Go series. First place is 500, second place is 300, and third place is 100. First place is going to advance to the Tournament of Champions. So if you are looking to work on your tournament game, no deals, no chops, you must play it all the way down. So when it does get, short-handed, I know, Chris, you play a lot of poker. Short-handed versus, you know, full table. What are the major differences?
5 raises.
Definitely when you're gonna play a lot more variety of hands when it's short-handed. I definitely like to apply a lot more pressure. When it's full-handed, you got a variety of hands that are coming your way.
Okay.
But definitely short-handed, you're gonna open up your range a lot more.
So you're saying short-handed, pretty much you want to be more aggressive. You want to play more hands rather than when it is a full table, looking to play a little tighter. Then.
Yes, 100%.
Good. That's a good strategy.
Call. You call 4.
I'm a little bit more crazy, so when it's short-handed, it's any 2 cards for me. I want to know what people's levels are.
Right. All different types of players we see here. We see lawyers, doctors, professionals. A lot of different people come through the door here at SA Card House. We have full service bar, kitchen. We have a restaurant, massage therapists. So not just a poker house, all around, revenue.
Yeah, a lot of good food here. I see tons of people don't even play poker. They just come here to have lunch.
Looks like John is going to continue here. Bets and again takes out another hand. Oh, this is a different John.
Yeah, this is John. Last one was Mike.
John C. So Mike out to an early lead here. 41K. Everybody else around starting stack of 25. Izzy down about 9,000. Hasn't been able to run well. Outkicked.
How you doing, Mark? All right. How you doing today? Good luck to you.
Just so everyone knows, I cannot register check in the dark. You can do it all day if you want to. I can't register.
One of the players I'm interested to watch is Mike L, because I know when he is running a little card dead, he likes to open up. So I definitely want to see how aggressive he becomes later on in this tournament.
Right. Beginning of the tournament, people playing kind of tight. See a lot of pocket pairs, a lot of big aces.
9 calls.
Looks like Kevin's going to open the ace-10 to 400.
1 call. 2 and 3 both fold. 2 folds, 3 folds.
Mike with the 6-4 offsuit call. I like it.
Mike definitely mixing it up here. Early stages as a comfortable chip lead, so see if he uses it to his advantage. We know a lot of players like to build up their stack early and then try to bully, use it to their advantage.
5 checks.
3 spades on the flop. King 8-7. Only one with the spade here is Kevin with the 10 of spades.
You have a good card.
He's gonna do a little look back at his cards, make sure it's still there.
Probably about
1 call,
4
1,000.
days of managers. I'm still happening.
5 folds. Heads up.
1,000 here.
And Mike with the call, getting a little sticky.
7 checks.
So Mike's plan here is he's using his position, hoping that Kevin either misses or stops betting. His plan is to take it away on the river, see if he goes for it.
Oh, he just checks.
So
This is gonna go check. For sure.
not sure what Mike was doing here with 6 high.
I definitely think if Mike bets right there, he takes down the pot.
Right. So 6 high on the river. You kind of want to try to steal the pot at that point. Checks and surrenders it to ace high.
It's one of those things. The only way you can win is bet the pot.
Correct.
I could mirror my phone to my TV. That was
Kevin here with the ace 8 of diamonds.
Raise.
Wow, open folds, ace 8 of diamonds.
2 folds.
Mike remaining crafty. King 6 of hearts opens it to 400.
400.
I like that race. I think sometimes when you're opening the action, you gotta definitely open up your range, especially when you see a bunch of people folding.
True. Looks like Mike is reading the table, adjusting to the table. So because the table's playing tight, Mike is playing loose. A lot of times you see poker players, they're at a tight table, they play loose. At a loose table, they play tight.
5 checks. 6 checks.
10, 10, 5 on the board. Looks like Mike is the only one that's going to get a piece here. Decides not to c-bet. Here comes NASA, using his position, trying to take the pot down.
1 fold.
Non-believer.
Yeah, John having the 5 with the ace kicker, having 2 pair, I definitely can understand why he went ahead and continued with NASA.
3 bets 2,000.
It's very unlikely that someone has a 10 in their hand here.
Right. With 2 10s on the board, John is saying the chances of you having one is very unlikely because there's 2 of them. But NASA, continuing the story, looks like he's going to get it through.
Good play.
Good play by NASA here with King High, using his position. Taking a look at the chip counts again. Mike's still leading with almost 40,000. Izzy at the bottom, 14.6. Still a lot of poker. Still anybody's game.
Izzy took a big hit with that ace-9 hand.
Right. That's a lot of chips early on. A lot of times it is tough to recover from that.
Has anyone won twice?
No, not yet. No, sir. Kevin's got the last opportunity.
I think we're on hand number 6 or 7 here.
To start immediately afterwards and turn up can't to be on Wednesday.
8 makes it 400. 9 folds.
1 fold.
Not showing Izzy's cards right now, but he leads out with
5 makes it 1500.
$400 raise.
6 and 7 both fold. 4.
NASA coming along, suited ace. Mauricio with the suited queen.
4 makes it.
Both of them having spades. So good to see some fireworks with spades show up. Still not a read on Izzy's hand yet. But we'll see what happens.
Actually, Marcelo 3-bet to 1.5K with
my
Queen
goodness.
9 of spades.
Getting crafty now.
Alright. I'll fold.
8 folds.
See what Izzy does.
3 folds.
Looks like he's going to release. Let's see if NASA wants to continue. And good 3-bet here with the Queen 9, picking up a lot of dead money.
Saw weakness, exploded it.
Takes up 1K without having to even see a flop. Triple G here. Queen
1
7.
raises to 4. 400. 2 calls 400. And 3.
I think a lot of times when people get on stream for the very first time and they know the camera's on them, they tend to play a little bit more tight. They don't play how they usually play. I'm seeing that a lot right now.
4 makes it
Right. So right now, a lot of these players do play a lot looser, but they know they're on live stream. They know people are watching, so people do tend to mix it up.
6 folds.
Looks like the 3-bet again by Mauricio is getting a little froggy. King Queen off. You got pocket 9s in the mix.
1 call 1,000. 2 calls 1,000.
Definitely think you'll see Miss Sue call right here. 10-8's good multi-way hand. 10-8 of hearts.
5,000 already in the middle. A wide range of hands.
8 checks. 1 check.
Ace 4-3. So only person that's gonna connect is Mike. Not too excited about his 8 kicker
4 bets
though.
2,000.
Mauricio did 3-bet pre-flop, so he's going to continue the story. I like his sizing here with 2,000. I feel like he makes 2,000 with all of his aces, flush draws, pocket pairs.
1
I
call.
remember earlier Mike check raised. Mike definitely likes to see what the action is going to be. He likes to check even when he hits.
Mike comes along. He's going to see a turn card. Now Mauricio does have the King of Diamonds. Queen on the turn. Gonna give Mauricio some showdown value with the pair of queens. Also has the King of Diamonds, so if a diamond does hit, Mauricio can try to represent the flush. 7 of diamonds. Let's see. Let's see if Mauricio wants to go for it.
4 bets 3,000.
Mike just trying to get to a showdown. And right on cue. Right on cue. 3,000 once the diamond hits. So flush does get there on the river. Let's see if you can get Mike to lay it down.
I think it's going to be really hard for Mike to lay down his hand right here with the ace. I think he makes the call. It's just not big enough.
Right. So when you are trying to run a bluff, or you are trying to do, are you trying to use like a huge sizing, or are you trying to use like a smaller sizing to see if they'll call?
I think you have to put pressure on people. When you make it 3,000 into a $14,000 pot, you're definitely not going to get anyone who has top pair off that hand. I think the right sizing right there would have been more like 10K. 10K would have got someone.
So you're saying
off.
when you are pulling the bluff, you kind of want to bet an amount that's going to scare them, but also make them kind of
think.
want to call.
Yeah, you want to make them think.
Okay.
You can't. 3,000 is just way too easy to make that.
Right. So 3,000 to a pot of 17, they're pretty much getting like
Ultimate value.
1 to 6 on a call. So they only have to be right 1 out of 6 or 7 times.
Right. Ultimate reasons to call.
Okay.
4 folds. 5 folds.
Let's see what the action's like. Folding around.
6 folds. 7 folds. You want to chop it? Just kidding. That's a bad joke.
Looks like it's gonna get folded around. Blind versus blind. Izzy trying to joke around with Triple G on a chop. He's having none of it.
Yes. Triple G's one.
Oh.
And Triple G wakes up with the aces.
No wonder he's the statue. Blind versus blind. Pocket aces. Oh, and he sends it with the Jack 10. Oh, no.
Wow. Wrong
Bad
time,
timing, Izzy. Bad time to send it right into the aces of Triple G. Want to talk about bad timing? Let's see if he can get bailed out. The thing with poker is you're never dead. Izzy with a 28% chance to still win. Roughly a little more than 1 out of 4.
It's hard to draw someone dead.
See, oh, when he flops the world.
Of course we flop the world.
He's actually ahead percent. Oh, my goodness.
But there's
still a heart draw
there's
for Triple
hearts.
G.
There's still hearts.
Oh, and Izzy cracking the pocket aces of Greg. Looks like he's seen a ghost after that one.
Oh, that's a tough one. That's a tough. I
Aces
know.
going down in flames, but that is the beauty of poker. You can be the best player in the world, you might not win. You can be the worst player, you might win. You never know with poker.
When Izzy tells me this story, he's gonna tell me it completely differently.
Oh yeah.
He'll be there. I was open ended, and I got it all
Yeah. So Mike leading the way with 50,000. Greg getting it in with pocket aces and does not like the result, but can't play much better than that. Big shout out to our sponsors, Lone Star Dodge, and it was run by Bill Dave, Foster's Bar and Grill. We have Mack Injury Attorney and Ferrarikid.
Ferrarikids, Manny, he does a lot of work, a lot of good work with that charity. He's always very supportive of all the kids there. I love everything that he does with Ferrarikids.
Shout out to Manny. 1,300 with the Ace King. Now Mauricio has been opening up big 3-betting, so let's see if someone's gonna give him action.
8 calls.
A lot of players will play loose. Then when they pick up an actual hand, a lot of people don't believe him.
Now, one thing I know about Izzy, he loves gappers. He loves suited gappers. Jack 8 of spades, Jack 9 of spades. Anything that's suited, that's close to being connected to each other, Izzy wants to get in there.
Nice. So heads up with a pot of 2.9K. Ace King versus Jack 8. Bottom pair for Izzy. Top pair, top kicker for Mauricio. Getting a little spicy here. He's gonna check it. Izzy's falling right into the trap. Izzy falls for the check by Mauricio. Let's see if Mauricio check raises or continues to trap him.
With just a smooth call. That's
Smooth
dangerous.
call.
That's a little dangerous.
Izzy's in trouble, drawn to a jack or an 8. Blink on the turn, but it does bring the flush in. Let's see if Izzy tries to represent the flush now. Mauricio does not have a club in his hand.
That's 4,000 from 4.
Looks like he's going to try to lead out here. Should get Izzy to fold, but
Izzy sometimes gets a little sticky. Izzy might make this call.
interesting way to play the hand. Check calls flop, leads turn. Let's see what Izzy wants to do here. Club on the turn also brings in 7-9 for the straight.
Us as Texas poker players, we know a lot of people, it's hard for us to believe the stories that people tell sometimes. So I think Izzy will find a way to make a call right here, because a lot of times we just don't believe people.
Oh, let it go. And Mauricio takes down a nice one.
Makes the fold.
Check calls flop, leads turn, gets the job done. Was ahead the whole time. So good hand by Mauricio.
Should I beat an ace? Question: should you beat an ace?
Izzy cracking aces.
You could beat an ace, or you could tie an ace.
Little table talk by Mauricio. Can you beat an ace? A lot of players will use table talk to get information, try to figure out what's going on.
3 folds.
Mike leading the way with 50. Greg crippled to 11K after his aces went down.
Four raises to 800. 5 folds. 6 folds.
King Jack suited by Mauricio. He has been opening up a lot of hands, so.
Very, very aggressive. VPIP is very high right now. At what point in time, Sean, do you sit here and say, "Hey, this guy's raising way too much. I want to test him"?
Like third or fourth hand.
Third.
I don't wait. Once you raise your third or fourth hand in a row, I don't. You can have pocket aces. I'm a non-believer.
And we know Triple G. Once you start doing this, he doesn't like that at all.
Right.
He's and just like he's doing right now, he's gonna call you like
7-4 of hearts. Could be looking at a little tilt here. He's either tilted, using
He
position.
did lose with
or-
those aces. He did.
4 ways to a flop.
1 check.
7, 8, 9.
4 checks.
See, Sue does have a 10 with a pair.
9 checks.
Pretty strong hand here. Ratio decides to slow down. Let's see if Triple G. Nope.
1 check.
To the turn we go. Queen is gonna hit Mike's hand.
4 bets.
Look for a check call here by Mike if anybody does decide to bet.
Yeah, Mike definitely likes to take the side of
Conservative.
caution.
Conservative
Definitely
approach
takes the
by
side of
Mike.
caution.
Mauricio sees everybody check the flop. He's gonna try to steal it here. Does pick up a gutter. Go along with 1 over.
9 folds.
And Greg
1 call.
going to the tank. Looks like he's gonna release Mike on cue. Make the flat call.
Heads up.
Sue is gonna release. Decides not to chase the open ender.
Check. 1 check.
5 of clubs does bring in the one-liner.
4 bets. 6
Let's see if Mauricio releases the clip here.
And here we go with a pot of 7,000. I love this bet a lot better by Mauricio. I think Mike can find a fold button here sometimes,
But he will not
he
because he's
will not.
Mike.
There we go.
The thing with Mike,
Yeah.
you have to show Mike.
You're gonna have to show him
If
that
you're
you
playing
yeah.
with Mike D, you're gonna have to show Mike. If
Yeah.
you haven't beat, you're gonna have to show him, "Hey Mike, I have you beat." Because if not, he's gonna call you.
Mike D is not having it today. He said there will be no min bluffs.
Top pair is the nuts for Mike D.
Yes,
We're not folding top pair for any reason.
for no reasons at all.
60K, Mike. More than double what the starting stack is. So good lead here for Mike. Putting himself in a position to win. I think we're on hand number 14, 15 here.
Four fold.
Ratio 10-4 clubs.
5 fold. 6 fold. 7 fold.
Looks like everybody.
Mike L is being on his best behavior. 9-6 of hearts. I've seen him play hands like that plenty of times.
Pocket fair for Izzy in position. Looks like he's gonna open to 11.
I love that open by Izzy. I love it.
9 folds.
Greg with the 3-2 of spades.
2 calls.
It looked like he was thinking about it too.
Greg does like to take his time with decisions.
3 calls.
Mike is in there again with Jack 10 of diamonds.
Comes NASA. Let's see if he wants to 3-bet. Decides not to. So we're gonna go 4 ways to the flop. Izzy's trying to set mine.
2 checks.
8-4-2. So not a bad flop for Izzy. If he did have a hand like jacks, queens, overpairs, he should continue here.
I think even with threes, you want to make a continue here.
Let's see what kind
It's
of
a
size.
pretty dry board. I know you got the 2 diamonds, but I like it.
Mike never folding here. 2 overs and a flush draw. Like we said before, very conservative. Decides. Oh, have some technical difficulties. Decides not to raise. Five of spades. Yeah. Help me with this real quick. How do we get this to hang on? I want one side to hang on.
Eight check. Yeah. 1 check. See one?
There you go.
3s.
Check. Looks like Izzy's gonna take it down with 5s and 3s. Pretty good board for a pair of 5s. Don't really see a lot of kings, queens, aces. If Mike did decide to play that hand a little more aggressively, he might have been able to take it down on the flop with 2 overs and a flush draw.
I definitely think on a river, Mike goes ahead and leads out for 5, 6, 7,000. He definitely takes it down. Especially with Izzy checking on the river. I don't know why Izzy didn't go ahead and lead out on or hit him with a raise on the river.
With Izzy checking there, Mike, the only way for Mike to win is to lead out. So Mike, like we said, takes the conservative approach, which sometimes can save you chips, but different ways to play different hands.
Just left and came over here and played poker with us.
5 raises, 800.
I believe we're around hand number 23, 24.
7 folds.
800 by John. Izzy with the ace king. Let's see if he wants to 3-bet.
My man Izzy waking up with the ace king. I love his aggression.
3-bets to 2,400.
Greg. Oof. Okay.
Everybody's folded around. Let's see if John wants to go to war. Mauricio waking up with pocket 5s. Flats to 24 is gonna try to set mine, giving John a good price here.
With how aggressive Mauricio is, definitely getting to the pot here.
16 more to win a pot of about a little over 7K. Let's see what happens here.
4 checks.
And 10-8-3. Not a bad flop for 5s. Let's see if Izzy wants to continue.
John is gonna hit a 10 though.
Oh, excuse me. John does hit top pair.
33.
And looked like it was about to go all in there. Good sizing here.
I think you
pot.
see Izzy. Oh, he's reaching for chips. I thought he would push the fold button right here.
So Izzy is doing what we call floating here. Misses the flop, but thinks John might be trying to steal it. Wants to see if he could turn an ace or a king. Mauricio should be headed towards exit. Pocket 5s. Going into the muck. So Izzy does turn a diamond here to give himself a king high flush draw. Can use that as a bluff card, but not sure if John is going to slow down here. And he does slow down. Oh, and Izzy
goes
sends
all
it.
in. Wow.
Putting John to the test. You got a pair of 10s. There's a flush and an over. Izzy is not scared to put his chips in the middle.
He also has a jack for the Broadway.
Yeah, has a gutter for the Broadway, has a king high flush draw, and can still hit his ace. So, oh, and he gets it through. Good play here by Izzy, putting max pressure on John, and John crumbles.
And Izzy says, "I'll show you one," and shows a king at diamonds.
Like when you see a card like that, it makes people think, oh, he might have had it, could have had it. Good play here by Izzy, using his aggressiveness and is right there as second chip leader now, sitting almost at 39,000.
I definitely always look at that as reverse psychology. When you show the good card, I think you don't have it. When you show the bad card, I think you did.
A lot of verbal, mental toughness going into poker here. People will try to talk, show their cards, miscue people. It's a game of war. It's kind of like chess.
7 folds. 8 folds.
Oh, triple
Greg
G,
with the
pocket
aces again.
See if they can hold this time.
And raise 1,200.
See what kind of sizing he wants to use. He has been playing very tight. He's only played 2 hands, 7 of hearts and pocket aces.
We're at 100, 200. These sizes will make it 1,200.
So 6x.
I think that sizing is just a little bit too large for this time in the tournament.
6x. He only has 8K in his stack. John might try to test him here. So John is going to come along. It looks like Mike is coming along too with the queen 10 off. So 3 ways. Greg does have pocket aces again. Needs to get him to hold this time. Has about a 2.1 stack to pot ratio here. 2.3, 2.4.
And Binks.
Ace high.
Set.
Top 2
Binks
for John.
Set.
Greg is going to get a full double up here.
So we're gonna
There's
see
no way.
for sure.
This is what we call a cooler. John flopping top 2. And of course, Triple G with the check.
With the check, of course.
Look for John to come out swinging here.
31.
Here he comes.
John says enough of the check. Now Mike did hit a 10 here. Mike hit a 10. He might think someone is not being truthful.
Right.
Mike's
Because
been really
the flop
patient.
was checked around. He might be thinking a 10 is good here, but it would be disastrous. Triple G is waiting in the weeds right now.
And this is what I was saying about Mike L. He does like to mix it up.
Lets it go. Let's see if Greg decides to flat
good let
or
go,
pushes
Mike.
in. Greg might be thinking, because he has aces, nope, sends the whole stack in and gets snapped
and
off.
he's going to get snap called.
John running into a cooler here. 2 pair versus top set. Drawing dead.
Wow.
Right, here we go. Why does he get pocket aces again? How come he got pocket aces? Life is unfair. Triple G picking up 10,500 with a set of aces. Cooler town for John. Flopping top 2 and being virtually dead to running 9s.
Yes.
I only had 1. 9.
This is one of the rare times that you ever see where you're just running dead. Like you
Right.
have there's
Horrible.
nothing that can help you.
You think you flopped the world. You think everybody's drawing dead on the flop almost.
And that happens to all of us where you flop the top 2 and
Right.
someone's sitting there with the
Bottom
set.
set.
Right.
You got, you
A lot of
turn
times, right? A lot of
low
times,
end of a straight. Somebody else
100%.
gets the higher end. I mean,
Yeah.
it comes with the game.
a lot of times it's not top set when you got top 2 pair. But,
Right.
You know.
And 18 here.
I called.
So people are getting a little bit more comfortable now. You're seeing a lot more opens, a lot more 3-betting. Izzy here with an ace on the
Izzy's
button.
gonna find. Izzy loves aces. Any type of ace that's in his hand, he wants to get in the mix.
Triple
And
G
Greg
here.
Greg is waking up with monsters.
Ace jack off. See if he decides to 3-bet. I like the play here. He's trying to isolate. Mike having none of it. Comes in with his suited ace. Let's see if John getting a good price now. He is short stacked. I believe John has a mentality of if he hits anything on this flop, he's gonna send it. Has a less than 1-to-1 stack to pot ratio. Izzy, not knowing what happened now. 1,600. 3 people go. I guess why not? Why not?
Love you, Izzy. Love you.
I mean, all he needs is a 2, and he's ahead of everybody. Let's see the flop here. King 10-10. Triple G flops a gutter. No, as does John. And here we go. Like I said, John misses, but he says, I'm going to go for it. 1-to-1 stack to pot ratio. If I hit anything or I feel like everybody else missed, I'm going to send my stack in.
100%.
Triple G here. Using all the camera time he can get.
I think he thinks this through and he makes the right fold.
There's no way Triple G is calling here.
No, definitely.
I would be shocked to see him call with a gutter.
Yeah.
Oh my
he's
gosh,
reaching
here
for
we
chips.
go.
He's reaching.
Oh
for
my
chips,
gosh.
everybody.
A non-believer. Oh, when he makes the call. With ace jack high. How? How? Sniffs it out. Triple G is ahead with ace jack. What a call.
We need a 9.
He needs to fade a 9. Drawing the 2 outs here. Jack is going to do no good. And John is our first person eliminated. Good play here by John. Almost got it through. But down to the final 8. John did play a great game. Got, a lot froggy, a lot loose. Was trying to build up a stack. So, down to 8 now. Sit and go game 9, part 1. Hand number 20.
4 folds. 6 folds. 7 folds.
Folding around. Izzy, ace deuce again.
Izzy definitely. Maybe because of the last hand,
Not
he
playing
doesn't
this
want to get
ace.
into the ace. Yeah, he don't want to
Triple
because
G.
of the last hand.
Ace 10 off. Look for him to open here. And he is in position. Everybody did fold, so opens up here to 13. Excuse me, 1.3.
3 calls.
Mike, comfortable chip lead. Wants to stay involved.
Mitsu folded my favorite hand, Jack 7 to close. Even though it's spades, but you know.
NASA with the suited connectors.
9.
Oh, and he
Ooh.
flops the flush.
1 bets 2K.
Gutter straight flush draw. Greg with mid pair, and Mike did flop a straight. This
Greg.
is going to be trouble.
Greg got bottom pair.
1,000.
This is going to be trouble for Mike. Because there's 3 hearts,
Yes.
he's not going to put anybody on a heart. On a flop flush is what I'm saying.
Do you like the raise by NASA? He makes it 7K.
I hate the raise by NASA, although it's probably going to work. I like a smooth call here. Look for a blank on the turn, check again, and then kind of want to raise. With him raising flop here, it should get through.
1 call.
Mike is deciding, do I want to call or do I want to raise? He is conservative, so he does flat.
3 bets 10,000.
Blank on the turn.
That's a horrible
This is-
card from Mike.
This is disastrous for Mike. Mike has no reason to not think his straight is good here, unless he puts NASA on ace king, because he's not putting him on a flop flush. This could be trouble for Mike.
I definitely think you see just a call here from Mike. It's very hard to
He
get away
could
from
rip
this.
it in. I don't see him folding. He could send his stack here. He does play conservative, but if he thinks he has the best hand, he might send it.
1 raises. Makes it 20.
That's what he's contemplating, because he's definitely not folding.
3's all in for less.
And there it is. And there goes NASA. Got the cue. Mike with the snap, and Cooler City for Mike. Flops a straight and is drawing dead.
Definitely Cooler City. Well,
NASA, full double up, becoming our new chip leader. Flops the flush, decides to check raise. Did he check raise or did he lead out for 7K?
no, he let out and Mike went over the top.
Alright,
And of
so
course, snap call.
good
Snap
play
call.
by NASA here. Gets the full double up. New chip leader with 51,000. Mike falling to an average stack, 33,000. So no way for Mike to put NASA on a flop flush.
In that position, do you raise right there, or do you go
I
ahead
do.
and make the call? You raise.
With Mike's hand, I do raise because 3 hearts on the board. I'm not putting him on a flop. I mean, there's a lot of hands. There's sets. There's naked ace of hearts, naked king of hearts. There's so many combinations of hands that I can beat right now.
Mm-hmm.
Not, of course, not knowing NASA flop the flush, but a lot of combinations of hands that I'm ahead of. So I don't blame Mike for sending it there. I mean, really tough to get away from that hand.
600. Six to call now. 6 folds. 7 folds.
Mike L is definitely being on his best behavior.
8 folds.
Looks like he's gonna fold around.
9 calls 600.
Triple G's been playing pretty solid this whole tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Playing tight, going with his reads, staying disciplined as always. Haven't seen a lot out of Sue here. NASA again, suited connectors. Goes for the 3-bet. So what NASA doing here is he's saying Greg is the type player. If Greg doesn't have a good or great hand, he's gonna try to apply max pressure.
3 players.
Picks up Mauricio along the way with the ace-6 off. Let's see what the flop brings.
3 check.
Ace-Jack-7. Not a great flop for NASA.
9 check.
He is gonna check.
Mauricio hits the ace though.
Let's see if Greg wants to fire. Don't really see him firing here. Does connect with the 10. NASA, because the flop got checked around, believes that they don't have anything. He's gonna try to steal it, but don't see Mauricio going anywhere with top pair.
You might not see Greg go anywhere either,
Call 1800.
because he has a bottom mid and definitely
Mauricio.
a gutter for the straight. You might see Triple G go ahead and make the call here. which
Right
he
on
is.
cue. Here comes Triple G. Needs a queen, a 10, or a king. So Mauricio might not think he's good here. Big bet could do the trick. Oh, 2 pair from Mauricio. It's going nowhere now.
Going absolutely nowhere.
See if he wants to try to extract some value. 9.6 in the middle. He's going to send the whole stack. Hoping somebody has, a hand like Ace King, Ace Queen here.
You're gonna see 2 folds here. Yeah.
Unfortunately, nobody has anything. Anything worth calling it all in with.
Yeah. Mauricio, you had it all, man. No one had nothing.
Good hand by Mauricio. Getting up to 18.7 now. Blinds going up 300, 600. So in tournaments, Chris, as the blinds go up, what do you want to do? Do you want to try to steal them more often? Do you want to try to be more aggressive? Like, what really is the strategy when blinds start going up? Because you don't have all day to just sit around like a cash game.
No, I think it's all player dependent, to be honest with you. Because sometimes people, if you have a Jimmy Lujan at your table, you definitely want to proceed with more caution, even if your blinds are going up. I think it really is just player dependent, and also your stack size. If you're sitting in there with 40 bigs, I think you can be a little bit more patient if you have loose and aggressive players at your table.
So stack sizes and player dependent. I see. Izzy here. Ace Jack of Diamonds going to open up huge.
This is huge.
Almost 4x. Or more than 4x. 2.6. Not sure if he's just trying to take down the 900 or he doesn't like the fact that he's under the gun.
Mike D folding King Jack. NASA looking on.
NASA does have an ace. Decides to release.
I think sometimes when you make it so large, it's very enticing to the gambler's mind.
People, when you do make it a huge sizing, people put you on jacks, tens, queens. So they do try to use their position or try to go based on their read. But let's see what Kevin wants to do. He does flat. Let's see what the flop brings. Queen 5-4. 1 over to the pocket nines of Kevin. Izzy doesn't see bet. Oh, and he lets him get there. Not sure why Izzy didn't see bet the flop after he 3-bet pre-flop. Decides to lead out and is drawing stone dead.
And this is the difference between when you're playing certain hands. When you check the flop or when you bet the flop, Izzy, he bets that flop big enough, you might get pocket nines to fold.
Right. With there being 1 over, things like that.
Queen
But
out
by
there.
him checking, lets Kevin turn middle set, excuse me. Kevin does put the raise in because there's a flush draw. Does take the pot down. NASA is our new chip leader, almost 50,000. Going all the way down to Mauricio, sitting at 18.1. Highest VPIP is NASA, playing more than a fifth of his hands.
I said, well, tell her welcome to the world. I said, remember what it was like in 1985? Go outside.
3 folds.
She says, that's not something to tell you. I said, I'm sorry.
NASA with the 6-2, let's go.
First airing of was 91.
Yeah.
Sit and Go Series Game 9, Part 1.
I'm still waiting for Mike to get in the mix. He's playing extremely patient.
Mike, super patient. Him and Sue, haven't really seen them two get out of line at all.
At all.
Nor have we seen, well, we have seen Triple G make some plays.
There may be an uptick in business. You may want to buy some stock.
1.4 by Kevin. Izzy with the pocket pair. Looks like he's going to set mine.
Izzy's going to make a call here.
1 fold.
Triple G with the 8-3. Let's it go.
Would you like to see Izzy raise there?
How I play a lot of my hands is I like to set mine. I do know a lot of people do try to isolate with pocket pairs. A lot of different ways. I like the call. I mean, he could 3-bet, but that would create a huge pot. Or a bigger pot.
Not raising, you invite Miss Sue in.
Sue does get in there with the King Jack. Open ender for Kevin. He's going to play it aggressively, and it should get the job done. Once he bets, a lot of players do bet their draws, bet their flush draws, straight draws, and a lot of times you don't really need to have a made hand. A lot of people will just fold to your aggression. Let's see if Izzy wants to hang around. Not sure why he would on an ace-10-9 board.
Yeah, I think with the pre-flop raise by Kevin and with the continuation right there with the ace being on the board, that's almost non-stop always an ace in your hand.
Correct. Representing the ace, does have a straight draw. Good hand here by Kevin. Blinds are up to 4-8. I don't believe that's VPIP that I was looking at, was it? Or was it the percentage of chip counts?
I thought maybe you saw something I didn't. It's a chip count.
Oh, I see.
Because I was going to say
22%
NASA
chips
definitely
in play.
doesn't have the highest VP.
Gotcha.
NASA has really only tangled with maybe 2 or 3 hands.
Hand number 31 here. Greg with the suited connector.
Greg's definitely making a call here.
Let's see if he decides to get into the mix.
9 raises to
He
18.
could open, he could flat. Looks like he's gonna open to 18, so almost a min click here by Greg. A little more than a min click. And
I underestimated Greg. I actually love that raise by Greg. I absolutely love it.
finally picking up a hand. Mauricio loves to tango. Might come along. Might even 3-bet with this ace-9.
4 calls 18.
Mauricio said, I'm playing everything anyways. Why not this one?
Might as well. Offsuit ace in position. And here comes Mike. Pot odds. Realizes he's getting
There we
almost 5-1 on a call.
That's the mic I know.
And Kevin's saying, well, why not? I'm already in for 6 or 8. What's another 1K?
All the cool kids are doing it. No, Mike makes it fun.
Decides to let it go. Good play by
Kevin
Good play by Kevin. Yeah. So 4 ways to a flop.
6 checks.
Open ender here
9 check.
for Triple G.
Yeah.
If he does decide to c-bet, he could possibly get the job done, but slows down. Not a super dry board here with 8-8-5. Giving Mauricio the green light maybe.
6 checks.
Jack of hearts on the turn. Sue's gonna turn top pair. Look for her to lead out.
Yeah, I don't see Miss Sue checking this at all.
2 bets. 1800.
$1,800 bet.
4 folds.
Should get everybody out except for Greg. Greg still does have the open ender. I don't see him folding here for 1,800 in a pot of 9.8K.
Yeah, Triple G likes to get sticky sometimes.
Looks like he's gonna go into the tank here.
9 calls 1800. Heads up.
Finds the call. Let's see if he can get there. You need the 9
7
or a
outs.
4.
9 checks.
Does river a pair?
2 checks. Show the jack.
If Sue does use a small sizing here, decides not to bet in it, she's gonna take down her first pot.
I think the 7 scared her a little bit because it was brought straight outs.
Right, 9-10 gets there, 6-9 gets there. Good hand here by Sue. Get into the mix.
And with Triple G calling on the turn, you got to
Right.
put him kind of on a 9-10. It's very possible.
Right. Never want to get trapped or check raised, so does take the conservative approach and checks river.
We see Mauricio with 12 big blinds. When you're playing tournament, Sean, at what point of time do you sit here and say, okay, I'm not playing anymore, it's shove or fold?
Around 5 to 7 or 8 big blinds, even 10 big blinds.
Yeah. You still
I mean,
10, you still feel like you have some playability left?
I mean, if I have 100,000 and the blinds are 5-10, everybody folds. I'm on the button. I can still make it, 35-40. Try to get a steal. Pretty much letting them know I am gonna send the stack.
Right.
But I mean, I guess we could say 10 big blinds. You could still send it.
Right.
I don't think Mauricio should be doing any more calling here. Around 10, 10, maybe a little less big blinds. I do decide to send it. So NASA here with the Queen Jack of clubs.
Greg is actually playing extremely aggressive. Queen
Greg.
9 and opens up.
Looks like Greg has flipped a switch. You will see a lot of tight players do this. They'll play tight, and then all of a sudden, they decide to go AWOL. And going AWOL at the worst time with Kevin here.
At the worst time.
I mean, opening up Queen 9 of spades under the gun. Not really, not really a great play by Greg. And literally going to get Kevin to just take down a free 5,000-6,000.
That's good.
1,100 more.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. 2,800. Raising 2,800.
Oh, and
I
Kevin
think-
with the min click, the literal min click.
I don't like this mid click by Kevin. I think
I mean,
there's way too many people
out
in
of
the hand.
position, making it 2.8K when everybody's already called 1.7.
And Izzy with a suited ace. is
You
never
are
folding.
going to get the field in with this one. So
Yes.
not a great sizing by Kevin here. He does, looks like he's using the old school style here. Using the old school style here. Trying to get everybody in so he can get max value. But, I mean, pocket kings.
And this is why I say I would like the sizing a little bit bigger, because now you
Right. I mean,
you have
you've invited everybody
Yes.
in this hand.
essentially
so you
a
better
family
hope
pot.
you hit the perfect flop.
And 2 clubs for Izzy.
10-9-4. NASA with the open-ended straight flush draw.
Izzy with the nut flush draw.
And Kevin with the overpair king. So his strategy is working. Does have the best hand. Let's see what Izzy decides to do. If he wants to send his whole stack or if he wants to play conservative. I do not see NASA folding here, though. There's no way I'm ever folding Jack Queen of Clubs. So
I think this pot is definitely going to get bigger
this
than 10,000.
is going to be the biggest pot of the night, no doubt.
Izzy
And
shows
there's
with
Izzy.
the nut flush.
Sends it in. I don't see NASA folding here. Expect to see some fireworks.
This is definitely a hard hand to fold when you're opening the nut.
Oh, yeah. I
Nut
mean,
straight flush
essentially, if nobody has the nut flush draw, you have 16 outs. Unfortunately for NASA, he's only drawing to King 8 or 8 of clubs or King of clubs, but not the King of clubs because Kevin has it. So he's only drawing to the 8 of clubs or a King. Or an offsuit 8. Craig.
Or an offsuit 8.
Not sure what Greg is doing here with a pair of 9s. I mean,
Now we've seen this with Triple G
we do
before.
see this a lot with Greg. He loves to get the camera time.
Yes, he's
He
very
loves the camera
methodical.
time. Shout out to Triple G.
He will make a fold. This is very difficult for NASA. I don't see NASA folding this at all. This is
NASA will not be getting away from this hand. There's no reason any poker player should be folding this. Unless he can find a fold. But I mean, I just don't see it. Your open-ended, straight draw, flush draw. Since Izzy did shove over the top, he could be putting Izzy on a hand like pocket 10s, pocket 9s, pocket 4s, and like I said, never folding.
I think with Izzy Shove says, I have the nut flush draw all day long.
Oh, and he folds
And he
his
folds the
pocket kings. What is
Wow,
happening?
Wow.
He
Amazing.
folds his pocket
Amazing.
kings.
NASA with 9 outs.
So, conservative route by Kevin here. Pocket kings got exactly what he wanted, but too many all-ins, and he runs for the hills. Ace high might take it down, and there it is. There it is. Ace high with Izzy.
Amazing.
Plus 50,000. Are you kidding me?
Kings.
And we will
Izzy's there dodging bullets.
And with that hand, we are going to go ahead and go to part 2. We will see you guys next time. That'll do it here. Chris Williams, Sean Hyder, Sit and Go Series Game 9, Part 1. SA Card House.
Thank you for coming.
Oh man, that was good. Yeah, who knows?
Hey everybody, David Cordrey here. I'd like to thank you for tuning in to the SA Card House live stream videos. We'll have more content out for you soon. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you at SA Card House soon. Thank you very much.